Hearts of the Iron. But first, someone is taking care of a peace conference for once. Excuse me, what did you say? Better peace conferences? Something the game needed for a long time. Let's take a look. It's been a while since our last update on future plans for Hearts of Iron, but we're about ready to show you some of the work we've been doing. Before we begin, I'd like to indicate that there will be some differences in how we do this. As I previously stated, we want to begin discussion around features and implementation details a little earlier in the process than usual. This means a couple of things. Firstly, while we'll be showing off some individual features, we're not yet ready to give an overview of our next release yet. This will of course be coming in the near-ish future. Secondly, you will be getting an early look at what we've been working on, and this comes with all the caveats you might expect. And every time I read a Dev Diary, they teach me new English, man. Lots of VIP design, interface, and gameplay. Lastly, for the time being, we'll be producing these design corner style diaries every 2 weeks, rather than weekly. This is likely to change as we get closer to being complete. Before I hand over, I will give you a quick rundown of the directive of the features we're looking at today. Peace conferences. Our primary objectives are creating a system that appropriately rewards participation. Allow for conflict on conflict resolution within the scope of the conference. Create a limited economy within conferences where you may have to sacrifice your overall aims in order to secure immediate concerns. I don't understand what? Produce more realistic outcomes when the AI is concerned. And with that, I'll hand over to ya boy Bobby to dive into deeper details. Hey everyone, over the past months we've been working to overhaul the peace conference system. It is no secret that in Hoi4 the peace conference system has a number of issues of how it functions. Combining that with the fact that it is a surprisingly hard interface to learn how to use, it is rightly one of our most disliked and complained about features. We have taken a large step away from how the system currently works, and I'm excited to show what the future holds for the peace conferences. The first major departure we made from the old system was shifting from an absolute claiming of territory to contestable claiming of territory. In the old PC system, once someone claimed the state, that was it. That claim would be locked in and no one would be able to interact with it any further. Now, players may contest other players' interactions in the conference. This doesn't come without cost. Contesting claimed territory will come with a point tax, and every time a contest happens, the price of interacting with the state climbs further. This effectively creates a bidding war between all parties invested in the given state. This change could have some interesting outcomes, allow mind and low-level participants to have more agency, and give players the tools needed to go after the state that are most important to them for things like achievements and forming new tax. Here, Brazil prepares to bid upon Chao Boreal, which already has been claimed by Argentina. Brazil takes Chaco Boreal from Paraguay. Peace action costs 11. Uncontested for 3 turns, 1.9. Okay. Interesting. Contestable bids help solve problems, but without further changes, many still persist. One of the most obvious issues was how the old system handled turn order. The old system would order countries by participation and then go in order based upon the number of points held by participants. Where it gets weird is the fact that the order list would get updated after each nation's turn. This meant that often the top 2 participants could have enough points when the turn ended that they would simply exchange turns between them and end up completely controlling the conference. This was in some ways a good method to allow 2 big faction leaders to have a majority control after the end of a historical World War II, but it's bad in virtually every other case. 20 rounds of bidding coming in for Random Island. We did a lot of thinking about turn order and how to structure the turn in general. Slowly we came to the conclusion that any system with a visible turn order, no matter how it was structured, would put people at disadvantage or advantage depending on turn order. This led to the creation of what we have been calling the blind bid system. The main concept of the blind bid system is that everyone acts simultaneously. The way this functions is that each turn, every conference participant uses their points to make a bid. When every player has finished making the bid, all of the bids are evaluated at once. Bids have a fixed cost, much like the current claims do, but now with more modifiers. In any instance, where two participants made a bid on the same state. That state is marked as contested, and the players involved have the majority of their points spent on the bid refunded. Each time a state is contested, it increases in cost for all subsequent rounds. This effect stacks on a state each turn, which blah blah blah. Okay, you have to fucking, you understand. At this point, you may be thinking, yeah, okay, but I get points each turn. How does the conference end, man? This leads us to the final major change. Limited points. This is pretty self-explanatory. Each participant will get a fixed amount of points over the course of the conference, based upon war participation score. The way we do this is by distributing a percentage of those points every turn until all points are distributed. Most of the work here comes down to rebalancing war participation and finding what we consider a good point seeding for a conference. Limited points will mean, in some cases, that loser nations codes. That's amazing. I like that. That's like EU4. Very cool, blah blah blah. Beyond the big three changes listed so far, we have a number of small tweaks, adjustments, and rebalance to overall cost of interaction and participation. However, that topic is not worth getting into right now, so have a good day, boys! It's your boy, Jim Bobman. Good boy. Is his name actually Jim Bobman? Because his name is Bobby and his Jim Bobman picture. Yeah, interesting. Let's check a new mod everybody's talking about that has a TommyKay event. Are you just kidding me? Pax Britannica. Steampunk music. Here we fucking go. Pax Britannica. It's a lot about Nikola Tesla. Everybody's simping for Tesla or some shit. Stay strong. Even if you don't like it, give it a chance. Did you read the new Dev Diary? Play alone. I don't have friends. New game. So we have 3 focus trees. George V in Britannia. We have Germany under Rudolf II. And we have France with Jacques Doriot. And we are going with the Germans. TommyKay event, can't say no to it. The United Kingdoms of Germany, are in the center of Europe and so influenced by all. With victory in the Great War, Germany finally became the second strongest colonial power and had a chance to create great impacts on history, such as Britain and Russia. However, after the war, failures, mistakes, and missed opportunities cost the United Kingdom great deals of influence and power. Germany is in the center point of Europe, enriching itself in all the different traditions and trends around the world. Enriching, I think enriching, right? Experiencing another political lockdown and suffering another economic crisis. Every game ever starts with an economic crisis. Germany needs to change to have the chance of returning to stability. No, to survive impending hell. So Germany is like in Kaiserreich very strong. Makes me kind of want to play the UK, but we're playing Germany. We're playing Germany.